Run me that scene, the one with the boobs. Hiya, I got you.
I am giving these beauties some TLC. What do you think?
At the time, my mom was ill, terminally ill. The doctor said for a fact that she wasn't going to make it, that we should take her home and make her as comfortable as we could. Each day, I would wake up in the morning, take a bath, put my game face on, go to work, shoot, wrap, go to the hospital, put the mattress on the floor and sleep. And that went on for a bit until she passed 7 weeks later. Hey guys, my name is Ireti Doyle and I am absolutely excited to be here today at Pulse watching old versus new. So here's essentially what's going to be happening. I'm watching some of my work. Some I've done in the past, some more recent, and I'm going to be reacting to them and giving you a bit of insight. So hey, come along, join me. This is about to be fun.
Terrorists. Obviously, you're either high on some very cheap drug, or you're drunk. Either way, I don't have your time to stand here and listen to your gibberish.
Okay. Fuji House of Commotion. Character name Kuli Karu. Believe it or not, I didn't want this role. I had a huge chip on my shoulder. Hear me out. At the time, I had just come off Amaka Igwe's Solitaire. Now, that was extremely posh. I mean, I was acting opposite RMD, the RMD. I was his love interest. It was very classy, very high-end. And then, about 2 weeks after we wrapped, she summons me to her office. And she's like, I want you to take a role in Fuji House of Commotion. Fuji House of Commotion. I mean, how do I go from Claire, the lawyer in Solitaire, acting opposite RMD, to Kuli Karu, wife number 4? And her response taught me something fundamental about this craft. She didn't say much, she just shrugged, looked down at her mobile phone, and she said to me, and I quote, "A consummate actor is one who is able to run the entire gamut, from hardcore strong characters all the way down to slapstick. Maybe you lack range." Try. Me, lack range. Of course, my artistic ego was pricked. I took the role, and I had so much fun playing this character, and it made me a household name quicker than I thought it would. So, Amaka, thank you so much, not just for the role, all the roles, but for your wisdom.
The board has decided to give Miss Obijobi her old job back.
I will sue for that.
Shut up. And I would seriously advise against that. Now, recall that these proceedings are private. A court case, on the other hand, will not be.
Ooh, I don't need to watch too much of the arbitration because it's a landmark production for several reasons. The major one being that at the time, my mom was ill, terminally ill. I was on set and I got a call. It was my daughter. She's like, "Mommy, you need to come." And I'm like, "What's going on?" She said, "You need to come and you need to come now." And I went, and I think that was when the doctor said for a fact that she wasn't going to make it, that we should take her home and make her as comfortable as we could. Okay. So each day I would wake up in the morning, take a bath, put my game face on, go to work, shoot, wrap, go to the hospital, put the mattress on the floor and sleep. And that went on for a bit until she passed 7 weeks later. So every time I think about Arbitration, I remember that. Thank you very much, I remember that. But it was a really good production, that aside, I have to tell you. And I completely enjoyed it because, for one, It doesn't matter how much talent you have. You're not a one-man or one-woman show. If you're acting opposite other formidable actors and the energy you're getting off each other is so great, you end up with a fantastic production, and that's what happened there. I mean, I was acting opposite OCUKJ. Imagine having OCUKJ, my sweet, lovely lady, Adeswa, Etomi Wellington, and Sumkili, and myself in the same room. It was electric, it was fire, the script was hot. And I thoroughly enjoyed playing that. But yeah, those are the memories that go hand in hand with the arbitration. The show goes on, no? Yeah, next one.
An appointment, one of Harley Street's best. I am giving these beauties some TLC. What do you think?
Can you see the smile on my face? 50. See, if you're discerning, yeah, and this is not just for actors, this is for everybody, every professional. If you are discerning, there are certain roles, there are certain scripts that will land in your lap and you will know. Just by reading the pages, you will know that there will always be a before and after. But you see, I hadn't had my definitive moment, that defining moment that just sets you apart, and you know, it becomes inarguable that this person, not only can she act, but she's box office gold. I wanted this role. I fought for this. You know when you want something with the fiber of your being? From the moment I read that script, I wanted Dr. Elizabeth with my body and soul. And I remember the audition. I went in, as an actor, and this is for young performers, upcoming actors. I'm not here to advise my mates, they already know the drill. The depth of your desire for a role will show in your level of preparation. I wasn't playing. I read, because it was a closed audition. They sent us the sides ahead of time. You see that scene where she's touching her booby? I rehearsed that scene like my life depended on it. When I walked into that audition room, I wasn't Ireti Doyle, I was Dr. Elizabeth. The word I would describe when I walked into that room would be boredom. They were bored, they were irritated, they were, you know. I don't know what they had experienced prior to when I walked in, but hey, you know, some were down, pressing their phone. One had, they were done. Usually, again, this is advice for upcomers. When you're called for an audition, if you're lucky, they give you 2 different scenes to rehearse. Perfect one. Read both, perfect one, and make sure you're proficient in the other just in case. So I started doing that scene, and the first thing that I noticed was the director, B. Bamdele, God rest his soul, lifted up his head. He had been pressing his phone. He wasn't even looking at it. He lifted up his head. And then I call him Blue Eyes, the British DOP. The next thing, he stuck his head from behind the camera like, okay. And then the director went, no, okay, stop. Run me that scene, the one with the boobs. Hiya, I got you. You've given me what I have spent days rehearsing. I went into that scene and you could see their eyes light up. I didn't get a call back. I think I got a call back. Did we do a call back? Whatever, the one I remember was 3 weeks later. Tokwe Oshin, another prolific director, she was the producer. She called me. She said, okay, Ireti, we need you to come in again. And this time, we need you coming in looking as close as possible, as if she had pulled up one of my pictures where I was looking very hot and sexy. I said, okay, no problem. Again, if you have experience and you understand, by the time they're calling you in and asking you to come looking like this, you know that you're closer to that role. So I walked in, and for crying out loud, if you've auditioned for a character once and they call you to do it a second time, it should only be easier, it should only be smoother. If not, I don't know what you're doing. I walked in that day, Tope, Lola Maja, and there was one other person, I can't remember. They looked at me and said, good, but not good enough. Took me into a room, changed my costume, put on my wig, gave me a wig. If I told you I walked in there as Lizzie the first time, by the second time, I was Lizzie 2.0. And this time, Lady Muabdi was on the panel. So I walked in fully confident. I didn't even need the script because the lines had been seared into my brain, and I went in and I had a blast. And that's how I got that character. And I knew that forever and ever there will always be a before and after reference point as regards 50 and my career. And it's been so.
The least they could have done was to spell the names correctly.
More presents delivered for the wedding man.
Each and every item must be scanned and checked before being sent to my son's house.
That's true. You never know what they keep in presents these days. You're right. There could be a bomb in there.
A bomb? I would welcome a bomb if it would stop this awful wedding from taking place today. I have seen at least half of these girls go in and out of Dozier's flat. This one will come. Good morning, Ma. That one will come. Can I help you cook, Ma? Can you imagine me cook?
Lady Obianuju Onwuka. Okay, Wedding Party was second production after 50. I knew it was a good story. I knew it was a fantastic script. Did I realize what we had on our hands? I have two tells that let me know that this project is going to be a landmark, whether in the box office wise or critically acclaimed. It's either I guess get goosebumps as I'm reading the script. The traction that it ended up receiving, no. I don't think any of us knew what we had on our hands until we put it out there in the world. It was pretty exciting. It was an interesting, I had absolute fun playing her, yeah.
Confirmed rumors that people are being attacked and killed in town, including one of our students.
I'm Inspector Theophilus Achebe, and this is my colleague, Inspector Oscar Akintoye.
Right.
We're here to ask a few questions about the dead body found today.
I can tell you with the utmost certainty that the body found on the outskirts of town is certainly not one of our students.
Mother Superior. It was such an interesting story, and it was only a matter of time till somebody brought that urban legend, that Nigerian urban legend, Madame Koi Koi, to life. I loved the way it was written. I loved Mother Superior. But I was kind of nervous about her. I remember when the film came out, it was one of the few times I actually, watched with a bit of anxiety because I wanted to try something different with her. And I want to believe that I accomplished that to a certain extent because this character fetched me an AMBCA nomination, and that was great. It was fun. It was also hard work, but it was fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Rats. Always a new hole to hide in. Dishike-o?
We fulfilled our part of the deal. Your turn.
What are you going to do with that? Shoot me? Biko.
Merry Men 1, 2, and 3. That was fun. That was fun. As far as action comedy is concerned, AY pretty much has locked down the system. And as a producer, I think AY, I have to give him his props. Working for and with AY, he's one of my favorite producers because he places a premium on his human capital. And that's where a lot of producers get it wrong. You cannot treat your human capital as if they're disposable. They cannot be the least, they cannot be the last consideration on your list. And when I say your human capital, I'm talking about cast and crew, okay? If you look after the people, the rest is easy. That's it. Now, if anybody, I've been doing this work for 30 years, 31 this year. If I was ever going to die in the course of this work, it would have been Sneeze that killed me. Sneeze Mankind. Very brilliant guy. Every brilliant artist. Every time we get together, we make magic. Our first interaction was torn. Nearly killed me in the process, but I strong pass up. When we were shooting, in fact, our paths have crossed so many times. I think there was once he actually took me to the police station. We ended up in the police station. That is how deep and connected our relationship is. And when we were shooting 3, as a fallout of that, when we were shooting 3, he wasn't speaking to me, you know. Oh, hilarious. Can you imagine a director and actor not speaking? So if he has a direction for me, he will pass it through the first AD. The first AD will walk across and come and give me the direction. Oh, okay, cool. And I will deliver, and it will be a second, like, oh, wow, this is a new way of doing this job. But yeah, we're past that now. But I've been looking for an opportunity to say, Sneeze Mankind. My head strong past your head. It's okay. Each time we get together, we make magic, but man, Sneeze nearly killed me. Thank you, Jesus. That's it for Mary.
Superintendent Babalola.
Yes?
May I have a word, please?
Well, I've had a really long day, and I'm trying to get to my kids before they go to bed. Can this wait till morning?
I promise not to keep you up too late.
All right. Walk and talk.
It's about the monkey
See,
cake.
yeah, it's fresh. No need to watch too long. See, there's some people. I have, I don't know about other actors. For me, I have a short list. I've had that since I joined this industry. People I want to work with, producers, directors, and actors. And then there's another list. People who will call me once, and I will answer them 2 times. You see, Kemi Adetiba, she's very high on that list. If Kemi calls me at 3 a.m. and says, come, we're working, I will say, tell me where to be. Because, number 1, you know the story is going to be tight. That's number 1, before reading the script. Do you see how long it takes her to write her story? The story is going to be tight. That's 1. 2, not only is she a very savvy technical director, she's a very savvy artistic director. Kemi Adetiba will tell you exactly what she needs, and that's something that is lacking with many directors. They focus a lot on the technicals, the lights, the shot composition, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I'm a proficient actor, but you created that character. You need to tell me the nuances you want to see. Kemi will tell you exactly what she wants, and if you have to take that scene 10 times for her to get it, you will take it 10 times as she gradually and gently talks you through your paces. There are two directors like that, and they're both women, Kemi Adetiba and Jade Oshiberu. They call me once, I respond twice. And not only will you enjoy the process of creating the project with her, you know it's going to be a banger. I had fun doing that. I have fun all the time, even when the going is rough. Hey guys, thank you so much for spending time with me on Pulse's Old versus New. I had a lot of fun walking down memory lane. I hope you did too. Yeah, there was a lot of emotion. I hope I didn't discombobulate you, but that's where I apply my trade emotions. Till I see you again.